It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is Go Home Show 2021 January. We are about to wrap up our first month in season number 2. And we're going to be doing something a little different, something new for this season. On jobberradio.com, I'm going to be posting a page where people can go on and predict who they think is going to win our pay-per-views. And we will read over the results on the next episode right before we do our pay-per-views. So I want to hear from you guys. It's going to be very easy. I'm going to drop a link down below. Just click on that, and it's simple as a poll. Just click on it. Who you think is going to win each match? Super easy, super quick. It's not that difficult. We're looking to add a little more interaction with you guys, and we think this could be a fun way to see who you all think will win our pay-per-views. So, with that being said, we are going into our Go Home Show right here, and it is a lot of fun. We have some big numbers. I actually didn't think I was going to get a good show this week, but it does surprise me. It did surprise me for CZW this week, I will say that. But everybody else did fantastic. I think we all did a very good job building up to our first pay-per-view. And again, I hope you guys are excited. We're having a lot of fun. That's it. Let's get right into it. I guess I'll say, you know what, subscribe, follow at Java Radio and all the stuff on the side. I do that every single episode. But if you aren't doing it yet, you need to freaking do it. All right, it is time for CZW Evolution. We have a couple things here on the pre-show. We'll go through them really quick. Alexander Hamilstone takes on Jake Christ in a pre-show bout with terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Alexander Hamilstone got the win over Jake Christ, 7 minutes, 45 seconds via pinfall with the Stonebreaker. 46 rating for this. Not that good, but we're kind of just trying to build Alexander Hamilstone up and getting some wins over Jake Christ. So, pretty much that's what we got. The last thing on the pre-show, we find FTR backstage kind of warming up before the show, and the American Wolves find them and tell them they were partially right last week. They said they were the best tag team in the division until they got here. That's when they tell Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood that they would love to give them a title shot this weekend at High Stakes. FTR, they've been trying to, make a run back at the titles. And I guess the American Wolves have granted them this title match for the pay-per-view this weekend. So there we go. 59 overall. So that's okay. It's okay.
Good for the pre-show.
Yeah, for the pre-show was great. All right, let's get on to the real show. Kicking off the show, we see Seth Rollins in the ring, bringing up the fact that no other championship in professional wrestling has gone through better matches than this title, which is the CZW Iron Man Championship, by the way. He is the champion. That is why he wants to have another barn burner title defense against a man who has been absolute on fire the past couple of months. He calls Pete Dunne out to the ring to join him. Pete Dunne tells him that he has only had one thing on his mind since losing to Rollins back in November, because he did get a title match back then. Rollins obviously won. Dunne steps right up to Rollins' face and tells him that he will beat him this weekend and take his title. So, so Pete Dunne has absolutely been on a big tear for real. He's been beating everybody, even every single week leading up to this. Seth Rollins, though, he's been on even bigger tear. Both of these guys are going into this match highest of waves of momentum that they could have been on so far. So 79 segment rating, not spectacular, but pretty solid. Seth Rollins was weak trying to improvise, so not great there, but there you go. We have another title match set for High Stakes this weekend.
I would love to see this match in real life.
It would be pretty freaking good.
It's going to be one of your better matches.
It would be pretty freaking good. Yeah, I think they had an 88 their last time they fought in November, so I'm really excited to see what they get this time. So as we stated a couple weeks ago, CZW is adding a new title, the CZW Ultraviolent Championship. We have 2 of those qualifying matches tonight. Whoever wins goes on to fight for that title at the pay-per-view this weekend. So this is the first match. Matt Tremont versus Orn Veet. I have not looked up how to say his last name properly. 46 rating overall. This is how it went down. In a bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Matt Tremont defeated Orn at 8 minutes and 52 seconds via pinfall with a frog splash onto a bundle of light tubes. Yeah, he laid Orn down and laid a bunch of light tubes on top of him and gave him frog splash from the top. Pretty devastating, and apparently the crowd were not into it. Matt Tremont was off his game. This is his first match back after his injury, by the way. Got a 58 and a 51. Figure these guys would do a little bit better for a death match.
Yeah.
But
I
I
agree.
guess since the crowd didn't like him since they're so low of wrestlers. So either way, it is what it is. I have a feeling the next one is going to be a little rough too, but we'll see what happens.
I know how to pronounce Orin's name.
You do? Okay, give it to me.
Orin VDT.
What?
Like the move.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Up next, we have a big moment in this feud that's been going on between LAX and the Collectors. Right after the match, the rest of the Collectors swarmed the ring because Orin is a member of the Collectors, if you remember. They swarmed the ring, beating Tremont down and kicking him out of the ring. Ziggler takes the mic and tells LAX that they stole their property. Okay, now we're getting into some craziness here. Which would be Selena De La Renta, by the way. LAX come out of the ramp and tell the Collectors that this is over and they need to leave them alone. Ziggler tells them that this is only the beginning. Ziggler then challenges LAX to a high-stakes match at the pay-per-view. If the Collectors win, they get Selena De La Renta's teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, they want her teeth. Ortiz asks them what the hell is their problem until Selena snatches the mic and accepts the challenge and says when they win, they want a 5v1 match against Tony Deppen, which is the guy that he started this whole thing by kidnapping Selena De La Renta. Little sleazeball there. LAX looked shocked as a wicked grin appears on Deppen's face. So, yeah, we have a high stakes match for the pay-per-view coming up. It's going to be LAX versus the Collectors yet again. But if LAX win, they get Tony Deppen 5v1. If the Collectors win, they get Selena De La Renta's teeth.
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
I did not know that Dr. Britt Baker was part of their stable.
That's true. We do have her on the roster. We haven't seen her in a while, but yeah, these are high stakes, people. High stakes indeed. Segment rating of 54. So, yeah, not a very good segment rating, but hopefully it was a little shocking to the people. So up next, we have Josh Barnett challenging Kevin Owens to a match at high stakes, and he promises he will knock him out. Owens walks out telling Josh Barnett that he's had a good look at his CZW contract, and it states that Josh is not allowed to compete in a match of any type, which is a real thing that I screwed up on 100%. The crowd boos as Owen laughs at Josh, saying that he didn't read the fine print. Owens then states that he will be at high stakes this weekend, but just not in a match with Barnett. He then smiles and heads to the back. So a quick little segment here. We got an 88 rating because people really wanted to see this Josh Barnett and Kevin Owens match, but apparently due to contract fine print, Josh Barnett cannot compete at high stakes. So we will have to wait and see what happens on the pay-per-view. We have the second number one contenders match, if that's what you want to call it, for the ultra-violent title. G-Raver versus Mance Warner. In a bout that had decent wrestling and little heat, Mance Warner defeated G-Raver 8 minutes and 38 seconds via pinfall with a DDT. Segment rating 64, higher than the first one. So that means, yeah, both of these guys, 65, 66, pretty solid here. That means we will have Mance Warner versus Matt Tremont for the Ultraviolent Championship. And if you have been keeping track, these guys are a tag team, the Blood Brothers. So we have tag team partners facing each other to become the first ever CZW Ultraviolent Champion. So I think that should be a pretty good match come pay-per-view time. And yes, it will be a death match. Kenny Omega is in the ring and wants Randy Orton tonight in the main event. Orton shows up on the big screen and lets him know that he isn't at the arena tonight, but he will be at the pay-per-view. Orton tells him to put his big boy boots on because for the first time in his career, he is going to step into the ring with a real professional wrestler. So Randy Orton taking shots at Kenny Omega here. He says he is not at the arena tonight, but he will be at the pay-per-view. And guys, I think we have our first Randy Orton match booked. High stakes, Kenny Omega, Randy Orton. I hope people are excited about this. The crowd seems to be eating it up.
I am.
95 segment rating here.
I mean, it's no Orton Okada, but
yeah.
I know.
We'll see if it can do better. I don't know what your rating was for that, but we'll see how it does. Next up, we have a tag team match that kind of stems from last week where Scott and Riddle kind of were talking to each other backstage and they agreed to team up. But They are going up against the highly anticipated team of Two Fly Crew in a decent match. Two Fly Crew did defeat Isaiah Swerve Scott and Matt Riddle in the 14-minute, 50-second mark. When, unlike a couple weeks ago, when Isaiah Scott hit his finisher on Cedric Alexander, Matt Riddle tried to be the one to steal the pin this time, kind of like Scott stole the pin for Matt Riddle. Before the 3 count, however, Scott pulled Riddle off of Cedric, breaking the count. He broke the own count for the match there. As the two had words with each other, Ricochet caught them both from behind with a double drop kick from the top. Riddle was rolled up for a surprise flash finish, and Scott left the ring shaking his head. So, we have some miscommunication here between Isaiah Swerve Scott and Matt Riddle. Apparently, they said everything was cool a couple weeks ago, but apparently that is not the case. Riddle tried to one-up Scott just like Scott did. So, yeah, we might have an issue here between these two. But Two Fly Crew get the win at the end of the day as expected. Ricochet 92 in-ring performance, way above everybody else. 75 segment rating. I like to see Isaiah Swerve Scott is improving his in-ring performances, though. He's got a 58 this time around. So good deal.
There you go.
Yeah. And we are backstage. The Regime have cornered Cody Rhodes with Braun Strowman and Rusev pinning Cody up against a wall. MJF gets in his face telling him to bring Cobb, that's Jeff Cobb, by the way, and Brody Lee this weekend to high stakes because the Regime will not be embarrassed again. So if you remember, we've had an issue between all 6 of these men. Cody Rhodes, Jeff Cobb, and Brody Lee have kind of stepped up against the bullying almost of the Regime as they're trying to make their way back up into the top of the CZW, rankings. So segment rating 99. People apparently are really looking forward to this. What's going to be a 6-man tag match at the pay-per-view this weekend. And yeah, MJF obviously still tearing it up everywhere. Everywhere. Next up, we have the Club versus the Dream. These guys have had some beef that happened in the offseason, but they are taking each other on here in another match on the actual season 2. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, the Club defeated the Dream Team 14-minute mark when Carl Anderson submitted Matt Taven after interference from Tanga Loa.
My God.
Loa. I can't pronounce my roster people, okay? With the assist,
canceled.
Yes, with the assist from GOD, there is an interesting standoff between the Club and GOD, who have a ton of history together. But the whole story has been between the Dream Team and GOD, stemming from that battle royal at the beginning of the month. So, they still have some beef with each other. 66 segment rating, not bad. Kind of middle of the pack here. That's not supposed to be in there. GOD Dream Team storyline ended with this segment.
Uh-oh.
Must have been a wrong button clicked there, buddy. Must have been a wrong button clicked, because that's supposed to happen at the pay-per-view. So anyway, we will have Dream Team versus GOD on the pay-per-view. So that's supposed to be the end of the storyline. So we'll see.
My dirt sheets have told me otherwise.
Yeah, we'll see what happens and who will actually get the win at the end of the story. So in the main event, Adam Cole versus Finn Balor. In a superb match, Adam Cole defeated Finn Balor 17 minutes, 47 seconds with a pinfall, with a flying crossbody. You know what? It is an 88 segment rating. This is fantastic. Adam Cole got an 83. Finn Balor got a 77. And this is obviously Finn Balor representing the Unwanted heading into the pay-per-view this weekend, where Adam Cole will be getting a title match against The Undertaker. To close out the show, this is what happened with a 100 segment rating. We are ending hot as we go into our pay-per-view this month. Adam Cole placed his boot on the face of Finn Balor, pointing to The Undertaker on the outside of the ring, motioning for the CZW title to be around his waist. Who believes CZW high stakes the world champion? So there you go, folks. There you go. That is the end of the Go Home show. We have Adam Cole versus Undertaker in the main event this weekend. You're not going to want to miss it.
I'm going to have a bad rating. Yeah, okay.
I know. Seriously.
Well, I didn't know it was going to end with 100.
I didn't know. I did
I only
good.
had 100.
You guys
Nice.
I know you're hating on me. There was a lot of bad stuff on this show. But anyway.
Morris.
I only got
Morris.
Ep.5 blues. Oh no.
It is a little bit lower than
Titty
normal.
blue.
It is a little bit lower than normal.
No.
87.
Put something in his
bankrupt.
mind. This is rigor mortis.
80,
Hashtag rigor mortis.
yeah, 87 overall here. Fantastic go home show. We did have a little bit of we had some weak segments, weak matches and stuff, but it was kind of saved at the end with an awesome main event and an awesome highlight to Adam Cole versus The Undertaker. So, yeah, I guess people are a little more hyped than I thought for the pay-per-view coming up. High stakes, people, high stakes. So let's take a look at Evolution real quick. We have the 87, 13,000 in attendance, 1.37, which is right around where we've been hitting at 1 million viewers. So not too bad. Let's just check Raw really quick. 75,000, 2.86. Killian Dane defeated Cameron Grimes and Kalisto. That's almost they just added Cameron Grimes in from last week. It's almost the same exact main event. So I apparently have a decision. This can't be good. I don't have anything pending. So
Randy Orton's quitting.
Somebody probably wants out.
This might be Jake Christ,
I
actually.
think somebody wants out.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh fuck! It's on. God,
Oh.
not before the pay per view.
No.
It can't be George if it's after the show, right?
Not before the pay per view. More painkillers.
Abuses painkillers.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yes, he's
This is
been.
the
They're for his
second
hip.
time, right?
Let's look. I don't know. This is the fourth. Okay,
Fourth time.
this is the fourth
God.
time.
You
Undertaker.
find him twice.
Yeah, I gave him a stern warning, then I fined him twice. Yeah. Well, obviously,
You can't suspend him now.
obviously, I
Or
can't
send him to
suspend him or
rehab.
send him to rehab right before this big. Oh my god.
Try him again, I guess.
All right, I fined him again. Incident has been handled. Nothing noteworthy. So, god damn it, Undertaker, you got a big match coming up.
You're gonna have to like kill him off like TV and then like
Yeah.
so
God.
he can go to
He
You're
is
prison.
a
still
dead
even
man
doing
after all,
drug
so.
testing at this point.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the go home show of our January series of Mayhem episodes. Starting off the show on our pre-show, we have Bram in the first ever in this entire series shoot fight against Ricky Starks. If you recall, Ricky Starks in real life cheated, or he didn't cheat. Camille cheated on Bram with Ricky Starks.
Mm-hmm.
So after Ring of Honor letting us borrow Ricky Starks, Bram beat the ever-loving shit out of him
Yes,
to
of
the point
course.
Ricky Starks could not continue in 9 minutes 49 seconds.
Wow.
That's
Now,
that might be the highest score Bram's ever got.
now, question. Did you pick who wins this, or did you just let it go?
I did pick who won this.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
clearly.
You can predict who wins the shoot, or who you can pick who wins the shoot
Yeah,
fight.
the way they were phrasing it was like it's a cage style match, and I
Gotcha.
don't know, it was weird. But the good news for Ricky Starks and all of us is he has one more match on his deal. So
Oh my
who will he
God.
get the shit kicked out of by next?
Oh.
Ooh.
Following that, we have El Phantasmo, Matt Cross, and Teddy Hart, who have been feuding with El Hijo de la Part and Yvonne Eriks the last couple weeks, basically just calling them out on the mic, and expect them to have a finale match at the pay-per-view, pre-show, of course. Kind of ending that feud with them. Best man wins. We'll see who gets the W.
Isn't Cross still with Cycle Killers?
He is, but he's been helping El Phantasmo. Starting off the
There you
show, we have a huge opening segment. I'm talking huge, as big as you can get. Well, other than 8 points. But in this angle, we have Steve Austin, Ospreay, basically all the Dragons, all the Japan Boys, and Brock Lesnar. Last week in the main event, we saw Will Ospreay and Okada tie in the main event. It was a 30-minute Iron Man match, and they tied. So both of them became the number one contender to face Brock Lesnar at Chaos in the Capitol. Yeah, basically it's a Stone Cold laying out who was going to fight, sign the contracts, the usual. And if you recall last week, Brock Lesnar said he'd face Murphy and Suzuki in a handicap match. Ospreay flipped the script and said he's going to face each one of them in 2 different matches tonight, but they have to be title matches.
Oh.
Brock Lesnar agrees.
Mhm.
So Brock Lesnar will be defending his title twice against each member of the
Wow.
Dragons, other than Ultimo Dragon. But
Yeah.
And then Ospreay will face Ben's pay-per-view along with Okada. We'll have a triple threat match there. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Looks like Steve
Lot of
Austin
green.
invented a new catchphrase that will boost his ability on the
Oh.
microphone.
Wow, he's still being inventive.
So he's going to go from 100 to 110 on the microphone. Cool.
All right, starting off first, we got Brock Lesnar in an extremely short match, defeating Minoru Suzuki in 5 minutes by pinfall with an F5. Brock Lesnar makes defense number 9 of the Midwest Heavyweight title. This was a straight up brawl, is how it was booked. These two just going at each other. Suzuki putting up as good a fight as he can against the beast, Brock Lesnar. Unfortunately, he can't pull it through. Hopefully, weakened Brock Lesnar up enough to let Murphy get a chance to get a W. We'll see what happens up next.
That not a bad rating, 64 for this. I think that's pretty strong for a 5-minute match.
I didn't know what to expect. And another extremely short match, Brock Lesnar defeated Buddy Murphy in 5 minutes by pinfall with an F5. Brock Lesnar made defense number 10 of the Midwest Heavyweight title. Wow.
He's trying to catch John Moxley all of one night here.
Good shit by Brock Lesnar, man. 2 matches, 1 night. Can't beat that.
Yeah, another good rating. Yep, good stuff.
Following that, we got a huge hardcore match between the Psycho Killers and the Samoan Dynasty. Both had great heat and good wrestling. Psycho Killers, Ciampa, Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe defeated the Samoan Dynasty when Tommaso Ciampa pinned Jimmy Uso with Project Ciampa. All right, big old match here. Psycho Killers getting the W. Still not champions or nothing. Usos are still holding on to that. This is kind of a blood feud match right here. Some people might have been expecting to see this match at the pay-per-view. We'll see.
I was
we'll
one
see
of
what
those.
comes out. Yeah. We'll see what comes up.
Okay, interesting.
Pretty good scores all around. Jay being the lowest, lower than Jimmy, is out of the ordinary. Ciampa being 66, also a little out of the ordinary, but this was booked hardcore, so everyone else is
that's why.
a little better than him. Yeah. Then following the match, as the Samoan Dynasty attempts to recover, Ciampa grabs a microphone and points at Jacob Fatu, who is outside of the ring, and says, "Fatu, I want you at Chaos in the Capitol in a last man standing match." So, leader be leader. No more cronies by their side. They're going to finish this once and for all. Long-standing feud since all this started. Coming up on a year now.
Since season 1.
Yeah. So, might finally get some finale. Obviously, Smojo's no longer with the story, but
True.
Let's see if Fatu can step up and represent the Dynasty.
Yeah, really good segment rating.
Yeah, 70's great.
Really solid show so far. Oh shit! I had to say I fucked it up.
You were saying?
Noted.
Fucking hell.
Fucked it up.
A flying elbow drop.
So they don't clip his 33 rating, performance rating.
Live and learn. God damn.
Oh,
okay,
God.
so don't listen to the internet, everybody.
The internet lies.
Fuck. An extremely short match. Brian Cage defeated Joe Hennig, also known as Curtis Axel, in 5 minutes 30 seconds by pinfall with a flying elbow drop. Oof. Only thing to say there.
Yeah.
Cage with a 60's perfectly fine. Hennig 33. Cage and Curtis Axel don't click at all. Which, I mean, I figured they'd click. I mean, they're whatever. You know.
The match cooled the crowd a little.
Oh, tricky.
Oh, look at the dirt sheet.
Penalized for declining physical ability.
He's
The
getting
decline for being buried.
Penalized for being buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, noted. Guess I won't do that. Who told me to do buried? They called for the ending of this feud at the go home show. They didn't want to do this on the pay-per-view. We got SoCal Uncensored. We got Dummy Money. Felt they had good heat and decent wrestling. Dummy Money defeated SoCal Uncensored.
Oh.
15 minutes, 13 seconds when Eli Drake pinned Christopher Daniels with a good old gravy train.
Gotta love the
Scorpio
gravy train.
Sky killing it. 71.
Yeah, man.
He's on top of everybody. Spud doing kind of shit compared to everyone else. EC3 still doing kind of shit. I've tried
Christopher
working with
Daniels
EC3.
was the worst. That's crazy.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that 50. I thought it was a 60. Yeah. Basically, both these teams don't really impress me. Scorpio Sky does good. Supposedly, Eli Drake and EC3 kill it on the mic, but every time I put a mic in their hand, they don't do shit. So these two teams kind of in limbo, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I might send you an offer for not a full trade, but I want to see how they do maybe in CZW one off.
No, my door is always open. And before their big match, Pentagon Jr. will be facing Big E after this. Right before LWO comes out and says they finally come to terms. They accept they will be facing the New Day at Chaos in the Capitol. But before that happens, they're going to take out Big E, basically make their match easy as fuck. It's all starting with Pentagon Jr. versus Big E, hardcore match.
Mm.
They're going to take Big E out. You know, they're threatening shit. Well, they had great heat and good wrestling. Pentagon Jr. defeated Big E 11 minutes 50 seconds by pinfall with a top rope Styles class. Holy shit.
On to Big E? Holy shit.
On to Big E.
Christ almighty.
During the match, we also had Andrade distract Big E. Shenanigans afoot. So, LWO with huge momentum going into Chaos in the Capitol. So let's see if they can defend their trios titles against the New Day. Pentagon Jr. killing it, 73. Big E, very nice.
Yeah, both these guys did really well.
Very happy. I would say these. No, I can't say that because Phoenix is probably the best on LWO, but these two guys like definitely high on my card.
Mm-hmm. All
right, we cut backstage where we see CM Punk, Marty Scurll, and PCO, all and Bram. Yeah, Bram's there. The modern punks, if you will, finding Mick Foley backstage. He's looking bandaged up. He's looking rough. He's already old. And then last week he got the shit kicked out of him by Team MDK. They're talking with Foley and they're like, "Hey man, if you need anything, we're here for you. We're gonna finish off fucking Nick Gage and his little cronies at Chaos in the Capitol, and just know we're doing it for you." Mick Foley looks up and he says, "I'll see if maybe I can help you boys get a win." He's like, "What? What?"
Uh-oh.
The camera fades out.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is Foley talking
what is
about?
Mick Foley gonna do?
Oh, crazy Foley.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, finally a good rating
Yeah.
on the show.
Monster rating, 87.
I'm hoping, I think main event's next. I'm hoping that'll round out the show and end things pretty good. About the head, fantastic heat and great wrestling. I'll take that. Daniel Bryan and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Taya Valkyrie and Sami Callihan in 14 minutes 32 seconds when Daniel Bryan pinned Taya Valkyrie. All right. This is leading up to Daniel Bryan versus Sami Callihan for the Mayhem television title at Chaos in the Capitol. Daniel Bryan, huge momentum here, getting a win over the better tag team, I'm arguably going to say, of the Calla clan. And yeah, everyone did all right.
Nice.
Valkyrie kind of had to step up, but still did okay.
I think that is going to be one of your best matches on the card for the pay-per-view, based off of what ratings these guys are getting. Like Daniel Bryan got an 81, Sami got an 82.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big
I'm
match.
excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big pay-per-view match.
Like, I don't even know who's going to win.
Oh,
I think that match is the match I'm the most hyped for, honestly.
I feel like this and the main world title match are probably going to be my
Triple
two
threat.
top matches of that show.
Understandable. I'd agree with it. I think triple threat of Lesnar, Okada, and Ospreay's pretty off the wall, but turned out pretty well.
Oh, that sounds amazing to me.
You got like the small
as a
guy,
big New Japan
middle
guy,
and then a massive dude. Yeah.
Yeah, as a big New Japan guy, that sounds perfect to me.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay,
Oh.
See?
maybe a bit higher.
Okay.
74. Look at that.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, considering you look at these scores right here. Thank you, Stone Cold.
There we
Thank you, CM Punk and Marty Scurll.
You didn't lose anything. You would have gained in Canada, but due to your limited viewers.
I'm surprised. So I can live with the 74 folks. You've seen me come back from worse. Yeah. Overall, I thought we built up to the pay-per-view okay. Not our best build up to the pay-per-view, I'll admit. But I think it's going to pay off having some good matches there.
To kick off Ring of Honor Battlefield this week, we have a pre-show match between TJP and Akira Tozawa. TJ defeating Tozawa by pinfall with a running single leg high knee strike. I'm just going to call that a shotgun knee to make things simpler.
There you go.
TJ seemed off his game despite getting the win. You don't really like to see that all that often. But two guys I think that could potentially have a solid spot on the mid card here in Ring of Honor facing off, and TJP gets the win.
Jesus, this is probably the worst match you've had on your
I
show.
thought I was gonna have the worst
That's not.
segment.
Oh man!
Jesus.
Yikes, Cerrone. Who the hell is Kyle Fletcher?
He's the kid I went to school with.
Yeah, no, he's the one that intimidated Mark Andrews into losing to him.
You had a 10
Hey.
masterclass, gave it less than 15 minutes.
I think I did. And in a pre-show
Fine.
bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, Angelico defeated Kyle Fletcher in his last match with us on loan by submission with a cruceta invertidas, which I believe is the inverted figure four or something. Thank God Kyle Fletcher is leaving Ring of Honor. 28 rating. I did not give this enough time. And, you know, Kyle's stats are off the fucking charts, but his experience is dog shit, which is probably why he doesn't deliver all the time. But hey, at least he's gone now. What can I do about it? And Angelico gets a singles win. And yay.
Wow, 28. Goddamn.
All right, to kick off the main show, it is the return of Karrion Kross. Kross defeats Zicky Dice in under 5 minutes by pinfall. Kross looks great. Zicky kind of died, but Kross and Zicky had great chemistry, and it shows. 60 rating. This match is starting to put things in the right direction, in my opinion.
Wow.
Kross with a very dominant win in his return.
Who would have thought Zicky Dice and Karrion Kross? Good chemistry.
Well, who would have thought Satoshi Kojima and Moose would have great chemistry?
True. I was wondering where Karrion Kross was. I was like, are you ever going to use him?
You know, just had to give him and Bray some time to recover.
Okay.
And seems that they're back with a vengeance. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Hiroyoshi Tenzan in 15 minutes and 27 seconds by pinfall with a landslide, which is his Samoan driver. Post-match, Toxic Society comes out and beat down Tenzan before Kojima runs in to make the save. That doesn't go well for him as he also proceeds to get beaten down, with Toxic Society standing tall above both men ahead of New Horizons. 62, the match was a little too short, and it was kind of important, I guess. So,
Ring
yikes.
of Honor.
It was a 15:27. It was too short, huh? Well, he changed his thing up so he doesn't have to go 20 minutes anymore.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
there's not a transitional thing, is that?
No, I just have to have a lot more storylines, which I do now. But Nakamura gets the win and stands over Kojima going into our pay-per-view. We have another moment of bliss, again featuring Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross. But this time, Bliss announces that she is injured. Believe she got hurt last week, actually, probably from getting attacked. That's what we're gonna go with. Our house show circuit is very unsafe. But so, due to her being hurt, her best friend Nikki Cross will be replacing her at New Horizons. 63, Tony and Rhea did masterful jobs of improvising. So hey, you'll have to see that at least.
I like that idea. I like the Alexa Bliss is out, so you're having Cross fill in for it. It's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good book.
Let Nikki Cross get a shot.
Mm-hmm. What are friends for? Hey. After that, in a decent match, Nikki Cross defeats Rhea Ripley in 14 minutes and 36 seconds by pinfall with a swinging neck breaker.
Wow.
Not much match actually. They were pretty even.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Segment was 65 and they had 64, 62. That's not bad at all. Much better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, that's a solid rating. I will say if this was booked in real life, the internet community would shit all over you for having Rhea Ripley lose to Nikki Cross, but I mean, you know, still good stuff.
But hey, Nikki proving that hey, she might be deserving of that spot in the match now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
In a decent match, in a big 10-man tag match, previewing two different tag titles at New Horizons. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Time Splitters, and the Best Friends defeat Equilibrium and Redragon.
Man.
With Tanahashi pinning Bobby Fish with the high fly, flow. This was a nice rating. Jesus, Trent Beretta had the highest performance rating of this show.
Oh well, Moose had a 71. Moose had a 71.
Oh, Moose. Sure, I didn't see that for a second.
Yeah, look at Bobby
But,
Fish, 48.
Christ, I need to get the title off of him.
Way lower than everybody else.
Is he like
Ow!
old and you don't know?
Ow!
I mean, he is older, yeah, but like his stats still shouldn't be that low.
Oh, his gimmick is getting stale. That's for sure.
That could have played a part, I guess, too.
I hate that.
I think it's mostly the age and the injury. Because remember, he's gotten injured like twice already in this
Oh,
season.
yeah.
Like since we started playing.
Yeah, you're
But,
kill the character.
Tanahashi proving that, hey, maybe we shouldn't doubt him as he pins one half of the tag team champions. After that, we cut backstage where Perfection is once more hitting on Candice LeRae. John Cone comes up and Morrison proceeds to berate him for trying to be him, for being an imposter. Candice slaps Ace Austin as Gargano and Paige come up to see if there is an issue. John Coast says he doesn't really like bullies. So right now, Miz, Morrison, and Ace will be facing Gargano, LeRae, and Paige in a 6-person tag match. John Cone being that big booker right here.
I was about to say, he's booking matches. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be our new head authority figure. There we go.
Oh
He's
my
got all the
god.
power.
But Candice looked dreadful, horrible. I need to give her a script next time, apparently.
Damn.
But The Miz did pretty well with that one, as did Ace.
Makes sense.
In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Candice, Johnny, and Paige defeat Perfection in the form of Ace, The Miz, and Morrison in 19 minutes when Hangman pinned The Miz after he and Gargano hit a buckshot lariat super kick combo. During the match, Morrison tried to pin Candice, but referee John Cone gave him a very slow count. You know, taking his sweet old time to get over there, taking his sweet old time to raise his hand and drop it. This infuriating Morrison as he breaks the count and shoves Cone, only for Cone to retaliate and push him back. 76 rating. This did actually pretty well, which I'm not against.
Yeah, they're very good.
But yeah, so Gargano, Paige, and LeRae get that win with the assistance of John Cone.
Wow.
I oddly like all these teams.
It's happening.
Thank you.
John Cone is happening.
I will
We're in
say,
the age of
Morrison being the lowest kind of surprises me, and Gargano and LeRae hinting at future face turns. And The Miz was off his game, and his gimmick is also getting stale.
Morrison only
Paris,
got a
does everybody's gimmick just suck now?
I don't know.
I don't
Is
get
that the gimmick, Connor? We
It's
have no
starting to
gimmick.
happen. It's starting to happen to me too.
Yeah, it's happening to all of us.
Time to freshen them up.
Afterwards, Johnny Gargano grabs a mic and he puts over Hangman Page. Now he's one of the hottest, youngest new talents in Ring of Honor, and he wants to help him achieve his full potential. He proposes a match for New Horizons where if Gargano wins, Page will team with him. Page isn't against the idea and smirks as he accepts before he and Johnny shake hands. 77 rating. Gargano and Page both did pretty well improvising, which I'm happy with. Let's
Putting
see.
together some good segments.
And they both had some also legendary gimmicks, which is always great.
Mm-hmm.
But so at New Horizons, we'll be having Johnny Gargano and Hangman Page go one-on-one. Gargano wins, Page will join him. If not, then it's his choice. In our main event, we have a contract signed between Moxley and Naito for their upcoming Ring of Honor World Title match at New Horizons. The two men put one another over, talking about their accomplishments all over the world, not just in America and not Japan. Before they both claim that they are the best wrestler in the world. Moxley saying how he's gone through countless others, and Naito will just be another defense, while Naito says that it's his time to make Ring of Honor tranquilo. The show ends with these two staring down. We're not having somebody go through a table, unfortunately, as Moxley holds his title up high and Naito holding his fist in the air as we fade to black. 94 segment rating. announcing it's pretty weak, and Moxley had a groundswell of support. So there's always that.
Let's go, Naito.
Yeah, 94,
Yeah,
man.
let's go, Knights.
It's hard to end with a better rating than that. That's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I like this match, and I'm rooting for Knight to get the title.
All right. Hey, it might be Naito's time, or maybe Moxley would just keep showing us why he is the face of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Let's go, Naito. Prove our Brock Lesnar's better.
Oh shit.
Yay.
Okay.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. Woo.
Strong
Let
show.
us go.
Strong.
I love my show.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Except for the pre-show, that's forgettable. But I love my show either way.
Put this hour back on the main show.
Yeah. 77 rating. I am very, very happy with that. We started off kind of slow with the pre-show, but throughout the show, it looks like we kind of picked up our feet as we went along, and we finished off pretty strong with the last 3 segments. So hey, not at all against that. Thank you for tuning into Ring of Honor, folks.
Yeah. I'm glad Karrion Kross is back.
Yeah, Cross and the Fiend are both making their return. So whoop-de-doo.
All right, let's take a look. Let's start with Midwest Mayhem. 74, 9,000, 2.18. Oh wow, that's a
drop.
That's a drop. That is a drop.
Lost 100,000 viewers.
Yeah. Interesting.
Bro.
We
Bad
might have a top dog here, a new top dog.
No!
Yes.
Ooh,
2.30.
Let's go.
Ring of Honor has taken back the top spot, at least for now. Slam still got to go, but 2.30. Not hitting the 6,000.
Well, a smaller network, so probably not.
Yeah, and Ring of Honor a little bit lower in attendance here, not even hitting the 6,000 mark. That's interesting.
yeah, we went to a place that we're not as popular. We experimented this time around.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the Midwest.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Dude, oh, man. He came into your
Wow.
territory and put up a better rating. That's, oof, man. And
Hey, we're friends. We're friends. It's
Oh,
like when you
you're
let your
playing with
cousin
fire.
sleep over in the spare bedroom.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're looking at my stepmom. Stop, dude.
Oh, my God. So, there we go.
Right.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
That's-
Jeff Hardy. Uh-oh. Could be scary.
Jeff Hardy doing for the show.
Oh.
Giving everyone a great move with hilarious road stories. Create a relaxed and happy atmosphere.
Okay.
Did he ever do that thing where he was off touring
Yes.
with his band?
Yeah,
Was that during the off season?
yeah, he came back from the.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Why is AJ in the wrestler's court
Didn't pick up his tab.
at a bar? I don't think AJ was even at the bar, Kurt Angle. The show begins with a contract signing between Brock and Drew McIntyre for their King of Slam title match at Battlefront 2. This match will be our main event.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, they have their contract signing. They're talking trash to each other. But then something interesting. Drew reveals that in the contract, not only will he be putting his King of Slam title on the line, if he retains, then Chad Gable is free from Pac's control.
Oh, so he's trying to free Gable, huh?
Little
Yeah.
knight in shining armor.
So Pac gets powerbombed through the table. 96 rating. Pretty strong start
Yep.
to the show.
In our opening match, Aleister Black gets the win over after a distraction from Orange Cassidy, who was getting revenge after Elias cost Cassidy a match against Jimmy Havoc last. And the match somehow got the crowd hotter than the previous segment did.
Yeah, 72 rating. That's another good match out of Elias here.
The War Raiders and Crazy Mary appear on the Titan. Cesaro, Aleister Black, and Selena Vega are in the ring, and basically, the War Raiders promise that they will defeat Aleister Black, Cesaro, and Selena Vega at the Battlefront, making this match official. And yes, it will be a 6-person tag match.
Hmm.
Selena Vega is finally going to have a match on the
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Then following that, we go backstage where Keith Lee calls out Samoa Joe for interfering in his match last week and challenges him to a match at the Battle Frontier.
That should be interesting. Keith Lee and Samoa Joe, huh?
Yep, 70 rating. And then following that, in a good match, the possessed Tessa Blanchard defeated Kairi Sane in 13 minutes and 26 seconds by submission with the mandible claw.
Wow. So
geez.
man, that's not. I mean, Kairi Sane's basically fighting in a 2-on-1 handicap match if you think about it.
Technically, yeah.
72. They apparently have pretty good chemistry in the ring together, and it lifted the match.
Hell yeah.
That's a prayer.
And then after the match, Tessa looks like she's not done with Kairi. But then Rosemary appears from behind, apparently coming back from the other realm, and attacks Tessa Blanchard.
Wait,
These two are fighting at the Battle Frontier.
You say she comes from the other realm?
Oh
Because remember,
god.
she was in the other realm investigating what happened to.
Yes.
That is, yeah.
She's back.
This is very insane at this point.
She's back.
That's where you did like a teleport, like a portal appear?
This is like impact
Yes.
level shit right here. Wow.
Yeah.
All
there you
right.
go. Dude, they got some good special effects on Slam, dude.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And holy shit, I didn't expect this to end this well.
Oh god, wow.
We cut backstage to Walter beating down Jimmy Havoc. Almost really like seeing Walter beat the shit out of Jimmy Havoc. They got an 82 rating.
Yeah, I think people would enjoy seeing Jimmy Havoc get his ass beat by Walter.
Yeah.
People would like that.
And about the head, great heat and good wrestling. The Hardy Boys defeated AJ Styles and Sasha Banks in 14 minutes and 23 seconds when Matt Hardy got the pin on AJ Styles with a twist of fate and Swanton Bomb combo from the Hardy. Sasha accidentally hit AJ Styles when he meant to hit Matt Hardy.
More miscommunication between the two, it seems.
Apparently.
Good to see the Hardy Boy. Haven't seen the Hardy Boys in a while in Slam fighting together. That's cool.
Well, Jeff has been on tour. Remember that? He's been on tour with his
And
band.
Matt Hardy was injured.
He was in what? Jail?
He was injured.
Injured.
Oh, I thought you said he was in jail. I was like, wait a minute.
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
Jeff would be the one in jail.
Not yet. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Styles and Sasha Banks get into an argument. It's heated to the point where they start shoving each
Oh boy. It's happening.
other.
Mm.
But then after the shoving, a full-on brawl happens. Security has to break him up.
Best friends no more.
Mm. Yeah, we have the real best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta.
We
Oh,
better
yeah.
catch Battle Frontier because we might be having a match.
I'm rooting for AJ Styles. Everybody loves AJ.
And then in our main event, in an exceptional match, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeated Asuka and Becky Lynch 17 minutes 57 seconds. In Becky following interference from CZW.
Wow. What a crazy main event. I'm surprised it's not higher, actually.
I thought it'd be higher too.
Yeah, look at the numbers. You got 91, 81, 84, 77. All of them did great. So what match are we looking forward to between these ladies at the pay-per-view?
Well, Asuka's going to defend the title against Shayna,
Okay.
and Becky's facing Ronda.
Okay. 2 singles matches already.
80.
80. Solid. Very solid.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, you hate when you hit an 80 rating and then your show didn't result in any popularity changes. That sucks. That means that's when you know you're already so high up.
Yeah.
No, legit. Talk about a solid. There's like no weak points. Even the segment with the War Raiders and them was still 65, which isn't that bad. Very consistent. It's consistently
I'm
strong
ready for
show.
which match at Battle Frontier are you guys excited for the most?
Well, I want to see what happens between Tessa and Rosemary. I want to see if somebody gets teleported, somebody gets murdered, somebody gets hanged, I should say.
I feel like that's going to be a cinematic match.
Somebody's
I have
probably
no
going to get
idea.
their head cut off. That's what I'm going to guess. Somebody's going to lose their head.
I'm going to say AJ v Sasha. I think it's the match I'm most looking forward to.
Okay.
But oddly, I think the War Raiders, Crazy Mary Dobson, that match
Mm-hmm.
is probably in real life the one I'd be like really confused, but like I kind of want to see that like really bad. That's just a weird.
Yeah, I felt that.
combo.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Could
Okay,
be.
cool. Let's take a look at the stuff here. You got 13,080 and a 1.95, which is in that same wheelhouse that Slam's been hitting in. So
Yeah.
again, staying consistent, putting up good shows. Good stuff will happen eventually.
I think my attendance increased.
Yeah, that was a very strong number. All right, people, let's take a look at the Week 32 ratings breakdown. Starting things off with CZW. It took home a 1.37 television rating, which is just up slightly from last week, which was a 1.36. Viewers were 1,032,216, which is up about 8,000 viewers, so a very small margin there, but an increase for CZW. Live attendance did dip here at 13,322, more than 1,000 less. Last week was 14,702, so a little bit of a dip there, quite a bit of a dip, I should say, for the live attendance crowd. But the show rating did somehow increase, 87 here. This is the third highest rating this season so far for CZW. They had a 91, an 89, an 87, and an 85. All outstanding numbers so far for CZW in January. Now, looking at Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor brings home a 2.30, beating last week's rate of 2.26. Increase there. We are up to 1.732 million viewers. That's an increase of over 30,000 from last week. So Ring of Honor, big boost here in the TV ratings. And as you can see, did take home the top spot in TV ratings over MWA, which we'll get to in a second. But the live attendance did dip for Ring of Honor. This is actually the second lowest live attendance we've seen in a very long time. You have to go all the way back to week 25 to see something under 6,000. A couple weeks ago we did have one, I guess. So either way, a lower number than usual for Ring of Honor here at 5,892. Not a great live attendance number. But when we look at show rating, let's be honest, Ring of Honor has not been known for the biggest show ratings, but it did come in big here with a 77, tying last week's. And if you look at their whole week history here for the first season, 73, 82, 77, 77. Ring of Honor has definitely turned things around in a big way as compared to the previous weeks leading up to this. So, yeah, on the increase, good stuff out of Ring of Honor for the month of January. So, MWA, we just mentioned them. They did dip in the ratings by a big amount here. 2.18. Last week saw a 2.41. We had a drop of almost 200,000 viewers. It's down to 1.638 this week. I'm not sure what happened, but people did not want to tune in who tuned in last week for MWA. But there was a couple more in the live attendance, not much, but an increase of 107. Last week's was 9,000 even. This week is 9,107, so not bad there. At least we get an increase. In a show rating, it did dip a little bit. It was an 80 last week. This week they took home a 74. So all around, kind of a down week for MWA. Unfortunately, it happened on their go home show. Hopefully that does not impact their pay-per-view numbers. So let's look at Slam, who somehow is the most consistent company of all four with a 1.95 TV rating. Ladies and gentlemen, that is every week. Every week in this month, Slam took home a 1.95. All 4 weeks of television. 1.95. 1.95. So when you look at the actual numbers here, 1,464,533. That is down by less than 2,000 from last week. It wasn't enough to move the number of the television rating. So Slam coming in solid and strong there. But what did increase was their live attendance. Slam took home the biggest live attendance of the week of all 4 shows. 13,771, just edging CZW, who had, before this, had a big run of the most live attendance crowd. So Slam getting a big W there in that category. Then we look at the show rating, down just a little bit from last week, but still very solid. gets a rating of 80. Last week was an 83. All shows for the month of January on television hit in the 80s for Slam. They started off week 1, 80, then 83, then 83, and back to an 80. Guys, very consistent, very good shows out of Slam in January and heading into the pay-per-views this month. So there we go, guys. It is time. We have arrived. It is pay-per-view time. January 2021. 4 really good pay-per-views I think we're going to pull off. Again, I'm going to throw it out there. There is a link down below. We want to hear who you guys think are going to win on our pay-per-views. Now, we've already booked them, so there's no going in and tweaking finishes and stuff. So we want to know who you guys think that we picked for these pay-per-views. We are going to read your guys' results for the predictions at the beginning of the next episode before we get into the pay-per-views. So have fun going in there. It's very quick and easy to do. Just click the little poll numbers and whatever or not. I haven't built it yet. Of me recording this, I haven't went and built it yet, so I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be very easy to do. That's all I know. So just click it, go do that, and in the meantime, follow us at Jobber Radio. Follow everybody's links on the side, and you know what? It's pay-per-view time, baby. I'm very, very excited. I hope you guys are too. We'll see you on the next episode, pay-per-view special.